Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week and then movie reviews here at the weekend. And yes, I have been book shopping again. I have a big book haul to share with you today with some books that have been sent and some books that I bought. I have been sent some very exciting books from publishers, and I also have bought a couple of books for myself. So let's dive right in. First of all, I'm going to start with a very exciting package that I was sent by an author, and this is a beautiful signed finished copy of The Woman in the Middle by Millie Johnson. She's just packaged it so beautifully. I didn't want to take the packaging off it. I think it looks gorgeous in this Yorkshire morning sunshine, but she included one of these beautiful Woman in the Middle pens. It will not focus on, but I love the fact that it's like autumn colours. And then if we take the bow off, I will show you the inside. I did drop the pen then. I didn't want to take the bow off, but I feel like I have to show you the gorgeous book itself. So this is it here. So pretty. And I have the audiobook of this one. And she sent me a bookmark as well, and it's signed. How cool is that? That's so thoughtful. Thank you so much, Millie Johnson. You are a absolute treasure. And in case you wanted to look at the naked book as well, here it is. We love a little naked hardback. So this one came out in the UK here on the, I want to say the 14th. Yes, the 14th of October, Super Thursday. Shay Bastable is the woman in the middle. She is part of the sandwich generation, caring for her parents and her children, supporting her husband Bruce, holding them all together as best she can. And then, when piece by piece everything Shay thought of as certain in her life is taken away and disaster strikes, she has to put herself first for a change. So I'm just really excited to read about Shay and her adventures. And as I say, I do have this one on audiobook, and this one is a solid 430, exactly 430 pages, in case you're wondering. So thank you so much to Millie. I'm excited to have my bookmark and my pen as little bonus items, and this one will of course be going on my signed bookshelf. Very exciting. And then I was sent a package from Avon, which I have of course opened. This was the All About Avon package for their sort of, I think it's their 2022 Q1 showcase, but it may be that it's just their sort of winter showcase, and it has a couple of books in there. So it was all packaged very nicely when it came, but I obviously sort of ripped into it. But the first book we have is The Arctic Curry Club by Dani Red, and this says, decide on a suitably chilly destination, prep your expectations, mix in some unexpected challenges, simmer until you discover your late mother's recipe book, stir up some old memories and reconnect with your past. Add a hefty dollop of courage as you host the first ever Arctic Curry Club. Serve immediately to enjoy a story that is guaranteed to warm your heart despite the icy setting. So this is adult rom-com, and it says this proof is best before December 2021, and the publication date for this one is the 9th of December 2021, which is exciting because I don't think I actually have any December books on my radar, so I'm excited to read this one. I heard the author speak at the event, and so I kind of have got an insight into her writing process and what the book is going to be about. And this one is 350 pages, so a decent length, and we got a recipe with it as well, and then we also have the Milk, 2 Sugars and a Spoonful of Murder. So this one is A Spoonful of Murder by J.M. Hall. Every Thursday, retired school teachers Liz, Thelma and Pat meet for coffee and cake at their local garden centre. And this one was actually written by somebody who is a teacher. So that excites me a little bit. I was a bit concerned when I read the blurb, but when I heard him talk at the event, actual teacher, which is where they bump into their ex-colleague Topsy. 1 week later, Topsy is dead. They know there's more to Topsy's death than meets the eye, but can they prove it? After all, retirement can be murder. And so this one is a cozy mystery, and it's coming out in March 2022. Let me give you the exact date. And I have no idea how this person has written this, because he is a primary deputy head. Like, how did you have time to write a book as well? I have no idea. 17th of March here in the UK, 2022. A little adult cozy mystery, and this one is 375 pages. I always like to know exactly how long a book is when I'm going into it, which is why I often tell you the page count of the book. So we've got the Arctic Curry Club, A Spoonful of Murder, another fantastic pen with a little stylus on the end of it. This is an Avon pen this time. And then they also sent a bookmark for the book Hide, which I believe is already out. They sent some lovely sachets of Beanie's coffee. We have very vanilla and cinnamon hazelnut. I like a bit of cinnamon hazelnut. And they sent some face serum as well. So I was passing the face serum on to somebody else. But it was exciting to attend the showcase and hear about some upcoming Avon releases. And I'm very appreciative of the big box of goodies that they sent along with it too. And then I got sent a copy of The Patchwork Girls by Elaine Everest, which I believe is already out. I think it just came out. I should have looked that up before starting to film this video. But yes, this one is Can New Friends Mend a Broken Heart? And this is Elaine Everest wrote The Woolworths Girls, and this is very much historical romance. This is set in 1939. After the sudden and tragic loss of her husband, Helen is returning home to her mother's house in Biggin Hill, Kent, the one place she vowed she'd never go back to. When the reason for Helen's husband's death comes to light, her world is turned upside down yet again. The investigating officer on case Richard will leave no stone unturned. But it's not long before his interest in Helen goes beyond the professional. We saw that coming, didn't we? As she pieces together old fabrics in a beautiful quilt, will Helen patch up the rifts in her own life? We'll have to wait and see. And they did send me. This is just a stunning, stunning bookmark. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous, a full festive bookmark, and it's got the Elaine Everest, the Patchwork Girls, at her website on the bookmark. I just think that's really gorgeous. So thank you so much to Pam Macmillan for sending this through. And it looks like a fun and festive read. And then we have another couple of hardbacks, very exciting. Let me just grab those. Moving all my books around here. One of these you'll have seen in my October TBR, and this is Sidesplitter by Phil Wang. At the start of October, I was on a blog tour celebrating Cheltenham literary festivals, and this was the book that I reviewed as part of that tour. I actually ended up buying this one on audiobook and listened to it on audio on my commutes, and this is How to Be from Two Worlds at Once. And I had never heard of Phil Wang before, but you know, he goes on TV and is funny, and he's on Live at the Apollo. And I said to Mum about him, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I like his comedy." I'm like, "I've never heard of him before." So it was quite interesting going into this book having no background knowledge of who he is or what he's about or sort of his work. I was able to just read it as a book. So it's interesting that they sent this one to me, because they got a book review with sort of no background agenda to it. But I would definitely listen to his comedy or watch him on something that he was on. And this is not a memoir, but it reads a lot like a memoir. But he does make some excellent points. And my favourite section, absolutely, was the section on food. If I give you a very quick sample of that, because it's welcome to the bland country. It is no controversy to say that British food has a bad reputation. A cuisine described by George Orwell as simple, rather heavy, perhaps slightly barbarous. It is infamous the world over for being, as the French say, disgusting. Even Americans think British food is gross, and that's coming from a country with dishes called candied yams and sloppy joe. In recent decades, food and culture in the UK has gotten much better, of course. That we could have the East Asian, Italian, Mexican and cheeky peri-peri high street chains that Brits now enjoy would have been unthinkable in even the 90s. But despite the beginning of a shift towards food adventurousness, there still exists a vast and powerful eating culture in this country that is defined by a distrust of flavour and a fear of the unfamiliar. And that chapter just had me laughing the whole way through. I really, really enjoyed that chapter. And then we have another non-fiction book that will probably, spoiler alert, be on my non-fiction November TBR, and this is How to Save a Life by Lynette. And this is the inside story of Grey's Anatomy. In case you didn't know, I am a huge Grey's Anatomy fan. I am very cross that I have now moved to a country where they think that the series that they've just shown is the most recent series, and yet we're like, what, 3 episodes into the new series in the US, and I cannot stand the fact that I can't get it here. Don't get me started on the bulb type and the fact that I was midway through watching a series that the UK claims doesn't even exist. Anyway, I'm a big Grey's Anatomy fan, and so I am excited to read this book about Grey's Anatomy. And as I was sort of gathering my bits together to film this book haul, I saw that there's photos in it as well. Very exciting. I do have a thing with Grey's Anatomy though, where I cannot watch it alone because it makes me cry and I always need a cuddle afterwards. So I'm not sure if the book's going to make me need a cuddle or not, but yes. So this one came out September 21st here in the UK, and it is available as an audiobook as well, so I am tempted to buy it as an audiobook because I love non-fiction on audio, but it's exciting to have a finished copy and have those pictures. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I've listened to a non-fiction on audio, I like to then go and find it in the library or in a bookshop and look at the pictures, because you miss out on those sometimes when you buy an audiobook. Sometimes when you borrow them from the library, you get a downloadable PDF with them so you can see the pictures. I'm always a big fan of that, but I'm more likely to actually pick up the book and look at the pictures instead. And then that is it on the books that we've been sent, so it's time for a refreshing sip of coffee. It is very early in the morning here, so there we go. And then I did a little Waterstones run literally this past weekend because it was double stamps weekend, and so I was near a Waterstones. I went in. There were 2 particular books I was interested in seeing as to whether I was going to buy them, and reader, I bought them. So here we have the special edition of Women Don't Owe You Pretty, and it's just too shiny and iridescent to possibly be in this early morning sunshine. So this is the small edition, and this is the Waterstones exclusive edition, and I just adore it. This is giving me all the Rocky Horror vibes, and then I just love the fact that she's wearing the glasses on here. I'm like, I'm kind of channeling my glasses here, but yes, this is by Florence Given, and the actual edition has this kind of psychedelic pattern on the cover, and I did borrow the audiobook of this one from the library, and so it will be going on my non-fiction November TBR as well. I'm very excited for non-fiction November this year. I don't know, maybe I've been starving myself of non-fiction, ready to have a binge. I think as well because I've talked about the fact that I now have a commute to listen to audiobooks in the morning, so I think that's one of the reasons why I'm very excited. But yes, I was overjoyed to actually find this because I have been into several Waterstones here in the north, and haven't been able to find this one, and so when I was in Waterstones in Milton Keynes randomly, I was able to find this one, and so it went in my bag. Why not? And then the other, grabbing all my books here, the other special edition that I was kind of like, I want to look out for this one. This is another Super Thursday release. We have 2 Super Thursday releases here. I wanted to see what the Waterstones special edition of this book looked like, and you can see why I bought it. How cool is that? This is a very different take on the Spreads. Unfortunately, it kind of like had to be crammed into my bag when I bought it, and then I had to put it into a suitcase after that, so it's probably come off slightly worse for wear. But this is Windswept and Interesting by Billy Connolly. I will absolutely be listening to this one on audiobook, but I really wanted to see this special edition. I adore the pink and black colour scheme. I love the fact that, yeah, it's got a... like, oh, I picked out a really nice edition and then it got bashed to bits in my bag. I'm so annoyed with myself. Oh my God, I hadn't even seen the end papers. Hadn't even... Oh, I'm going to take the dust jacket off entirely to show you the beauty of this naked book. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay. Hello, little foil Billy Connolly with maracas on the naked hardcover. Billy Connolly, Windswept and Interesting. And then are you ready for the end pages? Wow. This book is just begging to be photographed all over Bookstagram, isn't it? Never mind what's inside it. It is a beautiful, beautiful book. And of course, we have photographs in there too. So you can see why when I went in to actually see this edition, I ended up absolutely having to buy it. So there we have that. Two lovely special editions that I'm so pleased that they had and I was able to touch and look at and enjoy whilst drinking a pumpkin spice latte. And then I grabbed a couple of the buy one get one half price books. I'm like, want to take this sticker off, but of course it's going to rip. So this first one is another non-fiction book, but it is a non-fiction book that I read. However, I did read it by pre-ordering the audiobook because I was over in the States and I don't think it came out there as a hardback. Anyway, it came out as a hardback and now it's out in paperback. I think this one was possibly released as paperback on Super Thursday as well, but I might be wrong there and that's just conjecture. But this is the paperback of More Than a Woman by Moran. I love the fact she's wearing a furry leopard print jacket because yesterday I was wearing a furry leopard print jacket, and so I'm channeling my inner Moran clearly. I adored the audiobook of this one, and if you've been following the channel for a while, you will know that How to Be a Woman is one of my favourite books of all time. It's possibly my favourite non-fiction book. I would list it as that. And so I was excited that we had a follow-up, and now I'm excited that I have a copy for my shelf as a follow-up. I'm just generally excited. I didn't even clock that she was wearing a fairy leopard print jacket on the cover. I was just like, there's a paperback copy of More Than a Woman. It's in the buy one get one half price. Must pick that up because you know I'll be buying something else as well. And then this one has been on, I feel like it's been on my Amazon wishlist for a long time now. You may remember a couple of years ago during Vlogmas, I read the Christmasaurus. I have read the musical edition and listened to the songs. I have that in a vlog, so if I can find it, I'll link it up above. But then Tom Fletcher wrote a sequel to that one. It was obviously a West End show as well as being a musical edition of a book, and I loved the book, and so when he wrote the follow-up edition, it was on my wish list for a long time. I have had the audiobook from the library and let it just return. I haven't picked it up yet, but then Waterstones had an edition with spreadsheets. Again, it's got a little bit bash in my bag, but it's iridescent, it's shiny, it's like ombre colours, and then we have the spreadsheets. So I basically just went around and just bought beautiful books that made me happy, and the whole experience made me happy, and sharing them with you here makes me happy. So never mind the fact that I've had this on my wish list for a million years and haven't actually read it, and have borrowed it from the library and haven't actually read it. However, I'm thinking that this is going to go on my December TBR as a Christmassy, festive, easy read during a busy time. I can't stop staring at it. But yes, magic is about to take hold of William Trundle's life again, because he has just discovered that Christmas itself is in danger. Now we must return to the North Pole, where we'll meet the Christmasaurus, the most extraordinary dinosaur who proudly pulls the sleigh for Santa. Yes, it's really him, who travels all around the world delivering presents on Christmas Eve thanks to the Winter Witch. Icy and mysterious, she has the amazing power to freeze time itself. Very exciting. So I didn't even know what this was about. It's just like, it's a follow-up to the Christmasaurus. Yay. And I think there might even be another follow-up. But we'll stick at one follow-up at a time. But yes, I think this is going on the December TBR. So we've got a couple of November TBR sneak peeks there, and even a December TBR sneak peek. And that one is, of course, a middle grade novel. And so I'm excited to sort of get back into reading some middle grade again. I think it's been a little while since I did. So there you have it. All the books will be linked below. We've got some older releases, some newer releases, and some yet to be released. There's a couple for the December TBR there, a couple for the November TBR. So we're building it quite nicely. And I believe that November TBR will possibly be the next bookish video that you are seeing here on this channel. So make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so that you do not miss out on that. I will also have a movie review for you coming up this weekend, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these, if you want to read any of these, if I have made you order any of these. I'm always excited to hear that somebody's reading a book because of a recommendation, and let's just fangirl together over how beautiful some of these books truly are. Some of the books I've been sent, some of the books that I've bought are just absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to dive into them. And I know I've said that I'm reading a lot of them on audio, but I have a commute where I can listen to audiobooks now, and so I'm very excited by the possibility of more and more audiobooks. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. I will be back with more bookish content for you soon, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and I will see you in the comments. Thanks for watching.